Y'all, I cracked the hotness code. No, like for real, for real. I was with a friend tonight, and we were just talking about like personal life and you know how like things go and whatnot. And she was explaining situations to me where she's literally just like this magnet, and I was so entranced in the conversation and what she was telling me, because I was like, what the hell? This woman is so magnetic. And I was just like, in my brain, the little locks were turning and twisting around, and I was like trying to figure out the qualities that she obtains that are just like so freaking magnetic. If you're anything like me and you love to learn about like magnetism and like what draws other people to others and like attraction, I find it fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Come on, Chloe. Come on. I find it fascinating because there is always more to learn about body language and like, oh my god, it's just a whole rabbit hole, and I would love to get into quantum physics because I think that's so cool. But from that, I immediately picked up on quality she obtained, like, and it's specifically one quality, and it just drives people crazy around her. And I was like, holy shit, I have got to talk about this, because I was reflecting on different aspects of my life, and I only make a video when I feel like I've had enough experiences within that subject to share, because I don't like talking about things that I don't really have experience on, or like don't know too much about. Like, I'll spend months researching and like listening to podcasts and finding different perspectives before I feel comfortable sharing it at all, because I don't want to come across as like a guru or like a fraud. That's like the worst thing, because I try to be authentic here. Like, this is my safe space to share my thoughts, my feelings, like what I'm currently working on, what's going on in my head, what I see reflected into my outside world. Like, life can happen so fast. One week I can be like literally on top of the world, like fucking fantastic, like amazing, like la yada 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 yada, and the next week I'll be like, oh my god, I am the loneliest I've ever been in my entire life. It's like such a fucking roller coaster, I swear to god. Yeah, but like it'd be like that. So I don't know, I kind of I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for why I run like that. I just do. It's part of my personality. But I just wrote like notes, being 3 lines of things that I wanted to cover today, because this quality, it repeats with so many circumstances that I've seen in my life. I love to talk about experiences that I know, I know this is true, and I know it works time and time and time again, because I have been on the opposite end, being the person that is like so drawn to somebody. So by physically like experiencing that, I feel qualified to talk about this. I feel qualified about it. And that, I'll just like, I know this is a long intro, so I'm just gonna get right to it. And it's gonna sound super cliche, but it's only because it's simple and it's true. And I'm gonna talk about kind of like dive deeper into it and like what this thing means, because I've thought about this a lot. So that quality is seriously Have your own life. Have your own life. Let's talk about life. What is life? Life Life is family. Life is friends. Life is hobbies. Life is passions. Life is health. Life is fitness. Life is fun. Life is hardship. Life is a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Life is animals. Oh, hi, baby. So cute. Come here. She just wants to snuggle with. Ow, ow. You do not get to be snuggled with anymore. Privilege revoked. Having your own life. So when I was talking with this friend, she kept on repeating over and over, like, and when people talk, what they really do is just reflecting what they're thinking inside themselves, you know, like in their heads. So I could tell just by the way she was speaking that she truly has these beliefs about herself and like the way that she functions. And she kept mentioning like yeah, like I'm so I'm so independent. Like I like to do my own shit. I like to do my own shit. She kept saying that. I was like, like that's really interesting to me. And the reason why having your own life is so attractive is because it shows a level of detachment from outcome in your life. People hate being latched, like someone latching onto them. You may think that you want someone to cling to you and just like be obsessed with you and chase you, but once people do that, it is the biggest repellent you can ever experience. What you really want is to feel valued and desired, but once you get that, it becomes too much and you're just like, whoa. Like if you actually detached a little bit and had a little bit of independence, I actually might find you attractive. But since you don't, it is so repellent beyond measure. So having the opposite quality of being kind of like sticking in your own lane, so freaking magnetic. If I think of any guy that I've had a crush on, like literally like been so drawn to, because I was reflecting on this. I was like, whoa, like this is a quality that is number one in the the human book of like attraction, like yada yada yada. If I think of any guy that I've been like super drawn to, they have all been kind of like mysterious. Like I don't necessarily know what is going on in their life. Like I don't necessarily know what they're doing on a day-to-day, and the level of mystery and like privacy makes you just like want to know more. It's like what do you do? Like what do you do and you're filling your days up? And when someone's working on themselves, like they're going to the gym, they're on their grind, you know, they're doing their self-care, they're like studying and shit, they're hanging out with their friends, that, oh my god, when someone has a full life, you're just like, can I be a part of that? Like they're like Disneyland and I want to go to Disneyland. Like let me join in on the fun. But if someone's super, and I don't want to say like being open is a bad thing, but being open with everyone, I do believe that it's not a good thing. Okay, I won't go as far to say as it's like an awful thing to have, but when you have no privacy and no boundaries with how much you share with other people, when you're an open book, there's nothing left for anyone to discover or unveil or like figure out, you know. It's kind of like you want what you can't have. So when someone can just like know everything about you, know what you do from the second you wake up to the second you like lay your head on a pillow, like you're just like like people like to work for things, specifically men like to work for things. I mean think of it in this perspective. If someone just hands you like, I don't know, $20 or something, you're not gonna value that as much as if you had to put work into that $20, like through a job or whatnot. Like you're just not going to value it as much, because what we invest time in and what we invest energy in, we value more. I'm going on kind of a tangent about that, and that's not really the focus point of this video, but like it kind of is at the same time. Like, be private about your life and stop sharing and like verbally, and start showing through like your physical reality. Like, really get down and focused on what is this is something that I thought of. What is something that is so attractive to other people, like for you, like what you find so magnetic in others, and just apply those characteristics into your life, because you're not different, babes. You're not different from that person. And usually the people that are the most detached are the most attractive. Like, law of detachment. Hello. Oh my god, I just got like exposed to that. I was like, what is this? I like this a lot. Like, the law of detachment essentially says, like, once you detach from things, like, that is when it'll come to you. That is when it is attracted to you. So if you're constantly watching videos on like how to bring the love into your life, or like falling down the tarot rabbit hole, or yada yada yada, you're just like constantly in this mindset of like, I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm trying to be this kind of person, I'm trying to be magnetic, I'm trying to be attracted, but then like you're not actually in it. It's always the chase for it, and you're never gonna get there. So by detaching from it and just being like, you know what, no, I already am spicy, I'm already like good, I'm already like, I'm doing my thing, and that's like good enough right now. Like I'm doing enough right now, and I'm not gonna be doing enough once I start my reading and my meditating, my journaling and my gym. You know, like no. It's always like when you're in that mindset, it's always like, no, in the future is when I become my better self. In my future is when I'll have my glow up. But it's kind of hard to realize when you're actually doing the things like meditating and journaling and going to the gym. You kind of forget that you're glowing up like right now. Like, you are doing, like, you're doing the things you know you're supposed to do. You're doing them right now. Like take a chill pill. Honestly, like, kind of let it go. Be like, okay, I know I'm already doing enough. I just need to continue doing what I'm doing, right? Okay. This kind of leads into my second point of having your own life, in that why it's so attractive is because, like, especially for us women, we value security and safety and being protected the most. That is like something that we desperately crave to have in our bodies, which is why the masculine energy is so amazing to like be around when you're like in your feminine energy, because there's such polarity, and men want freedom, women want to be loved. Like, that's like the general rule, and I think it's applicable in so many situations. That's not to say that women don't want freedom and men don't want love. I'm just saying, like, when it comes strictly to masculine and feminine energy, that is how the ball rolls. So when someone is secure in themselves, that shows like, hey, like, I can protect you because I can protect myself. If a man's super insecure and clingy, constantly wanting to know what's up, what are you doing, like, who are you with, that is such a turnoff, because it shows a lack of protection and a lack of security. So if you're in your masculine era energy as a woman, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I want to fix him, I want to mother him, I want to make sure he feels safe. But that's not your fucking job. Your job is to receive and to be the one who feels safe and protected and loved. You don't need to carry on that role. So that was one thing that is just, it was really hard for me to kind of go into what is feminine energy, because I was raised to be very independent, and both my parents are entrepreneurs, so I was always like, oh no, like I don't need nobody for nothing, like I got it, I can do it myself. And I was in gymnastics for a long time, you know, I was like constantly on the up leveling scheme, like comparison with others, like doing better, and not ever kind of appreciating the point where I was at, which made me think that I wanted to be like this boss bitch and shit, and move up the corporate ladder. And like sure, I might be interested in that still, but it would have to adhere to my passions, and I'd have to love it, because I'm just not interested in being on the grind anymore. I'm more interested in receiving and enjoying and being. Chloe, no. So being secure in yourself, it just radiates safety. And what do we all want? We want security. We want safety. We want to know that someone isn't gonna up and leave. We want to know that someone's not gonna like up and have like a mental flare up and like go psycho, you know, like that's so unpredictable, and we hate unpredictability. It feels so unstable and so awful and bad. So no wonder if someone is confident, that's why they say confidence is the most attractive quality, is because confidence equals safety. Like if it's true, genuine confidence, that confidence is going to be very silent. It's not going to be loud and like, oh my god, like I'm such a cool dude, like look at my muscles, look at all my money. Like shut the fuck up. Be more private. Be private, because that screams confidence way louder than you could ever say in words. Like fight me on that. Fight me. Okay. I want to talk about this too. And this, like, all of these are connected. These are all connected to the same thing, and that's having your own life. The ability to leave. Like, if someone's not treating you right, if someone's not coming towards you correct, you have the ability to be like, no, I actually deserve better because I can offer better. And if you treat me this way, if you like give me this bullshit, like I just like, I can't do that to myself. Like it comes down to being like having so much self-love and self-respect and like investment in yourself, where you're like, no, like why would I do that? Why would I do that to myself and like settle for this person that makes me feel super insecure and just awful and questioning myself constantly? And the thing about having the ability to leave is that people won't want to leave you. Or in the other aspect, if you're so comfortable and confident with yourself and like you can like allow someone to leave your life, they might just leave because they can't handle that and they couldn't do that themselves. Chloe, you have to remember that the people in our lives are in our lives because they are a match for us, and they are meant to be, they serve as messengers for lessons that we need to learn in this life, or like whatever. I could get really spiritual with that. That's not really my intention for this video, though. I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole because it's getting late and I gotta sleep because I got school tomorrow. Hi. But I do want to touch on like the reality that when you start to focus on yourself and being kind of a black sheep, because most people are cripplingly insecure and unconfident and settle for way more than they should because they don't think that they can get any better. They don't think that anything better exists. People like that will naturally be repelled from you, and that means that they will leave your life, your presence, and that is so painful. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like, I honestly, the whole message of everything happens for a reason, it really fucks with me sometimes, because sometimes really fucking shitty things happen. You're like, okay, everything happens for a reason, but why did this have to happen? Like, did I really have to go through all this pain for my greater good? Like, that kind of seems like bullshit to make us feel better about our own sucky life circumstances, which is in a sense comforting and like supportive in some way, but at the same time it just kind of glosses over everything that awful that happened. Like, if your mom died and someone told you, well, everything happens for a reason, I think that I'd slap them like really, really bad. Like, they'd wake up with a black eye. There's just like a lot of circumstances in life where I just don't think that's applicable. And I've heard people say like, oh yeah, that applies to things that are like only like that don't have to do with death. I'm like, okay, who makes up the rules? Who makes up the exceptions? Like, God? Hello? Like, is it in the Bible? Like, oh, this is how it exists except for this. Like, because I can think of quite a few aspects of my life where I can, like, looking back on it now, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that did happen. Like, I'm glad that did not happen. I'm glad that relationship with that person did not happen. I'm glad that I didn't end up doing that thing. I'm glad that I didn't end up blah 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 blah. But not everything in life, I feel, has a purpose. I think we like to attach meaning to everything in life, and that's only natural. I get it. I do it too. Obviously, I'm human, but even I can take it a little far. Like, oh, I'm at the traffic light. It's red. Why couldn't it be green? Oh, must have happened for my greater good. It must have happened for a reason. Like, bitch, you don't need to think that hard. Some things just happen, and that's just life. And I don't believe that there's like necessarily a spiritual, like, divine meaning for it. Like, I love to glorify the little things in my life, but it's all about balance, and kind of detaching from that feels freeing. Like, letting go of meaning to people and places and things makes my day-to-day so much better, and it allows me to detach from outcomes even more, which is really hot. When people can just like go into a scenario and be like, you know what, like, whatever happens out of this happens, like, you know, like, sir, okay, like, Mr. knows law of detachment. Shucks. That's how I feel. I love it when, like, a guy's so, like, carefree and, like, just very, very, very laid back and in a like, I'm comfortable in myself, and like, this is gonna go how it's gonna go, and like, I'm cool with whatever it goes. Like, that you can't get more attractive than that. I'm sorry. So summary of what to do, because I'm a person that loves little action steps. Like, I eat that shit up. Is to really, you know what, I'm gonna say this. Write down a list of things that you think are so fine when another person does it, or you hear like someone talking about something. Like, something that comes up straight in my mind is when someone's like, oh no, like I'm kind of busy, like I gotta run errands, I gotta go to my class, I gotta like do this hobby, I gotta like make a little list of things that you're like, when you hear from someone, you're like, that's cool. I kind of want to know what you're like. What else are you doing today, huh? Like that sort of thing. And then just like start doing it. Start doing it today, tomorrow. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. And the sucky thing is that you'll never know quite how you make other people feel, and kind of how you impact people when you leave them. That's something I was reflecting on today. I'm like, I wonder how I make other people feel. I wonder like what my energy feels like to other people. That is gonna be a lifelong question for me. But a way that you can kind of experience that is to think about the things that you do for other people, like the little things, whether that be a hug from behind, or doing a favor for somebody when they didn't ask you, or sending a how are you text to a friend that you maybe haven't talked to in a couple weeks, and notice how it makes you feel when people do those little things for you, because that's how you make them feel. And when I started realizing this, I was like, shit, like those little things are really valuable. And I don't take it for granted when other people do those things. So if somebody's taking that for granted, or they're not appreciating it, or at the bare minimum like reciprocating it back to me, or just like appreciative, or things along that scale, then that's kind of a sign like, okay, like maybe like me and this person like don't vibe as much, and like I can like, I don't know, like do with that do with that what you will, like distance or like detach a little bit, because we like to surround ourselves with people that match our energy. That's what will make you the happiest, is by being around people who match your energy. That's what I love. I love that. I love it when somebody can match my energy. And that ties right into it. If you have like, if you're able to match other people's energy, think of how amazing that feels when you find someone and they just like, they match it, like bounce, 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 bounce. It is so attractive. And by attractive, I don't necessarily mean romantic. Yes, like a lot of time, like this, the main focal point is the hotness, and like the fineness, but this occurs with friendships too. Like people just want to be friends and be around people who are comfortable with themselves and who have their own fun-filled lives, and are just like, they're on their grind, they're doing their thing. It's repeated in so many circumstances. Reflect on your life. I swear, you'll find evidence. You will. Trust me. That's all I have for today. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked this video. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, or whatever. See you soon.